토론하자.
안녕하세요. 저는 알렉스입니다.
안녕하세요. 저는 세라입니다. 잘 지내셨어요?
오랜만이에요.
네.
그렇죠.
네. 저는 제가 항상 평소에 생각하는 그런 주제에 대해서 이렇게 영어로 그냥 가볍게 쉽게 토론할 수 있는 기회가 생겨서 하게 됐습니다.
저는 영어 토론이라는 것 자체가 일반 시민들에게 생소하기 때문에 그 부분에서 약간 쉽고 재밌게 대중화를 시키고 싶어서 저도 배우자는 마음으로 시작하게 됐습니다. 이거 뭐하죠 우리? 아니야 긴장하지 않았어. 아니야 너 이런 거 쫄지 않아.
그치.
긴장하진 않았는데.
First reason is that early childhood English education can interrupt acquisition of one's native language. For example, at the age of 5, I don't think they're not that good at Korean, but if parents try to teach them in English, I think the children will confuse with their own native language and other new language.
That's a good point. It's a native South Korean language, right?
Yeah.
So for example, say this child speaks Korean with her family, with her friends, and like she has the environment of speaking Korean usually in normal days. And then for English education, say 2 hours of it or even 1 hour of English education, I feel like it won't do much harm or disruption to this child because she will be spending 23 hours speaking Korean, hearing Korean, and she will only dedicate 1 or 2 hours out of the whole day. So I feel like that's still okay. But this time in our society, it's almost impossible not to learn English, right? So if you're to learn English anyway, what's the matter with starting earlier, 5 or 7? So what I think is that I think it's still better for children to be exposed to English when they're younger.
That you mentioned that it's okay because children will learn English around 2 hours. And is it effective to learn new language only within 2 hours? Then focus on our own language until going to the elementary school and spend more time on English later?
I guess that depends on education strategy. So for example, for me, I believe that it accumulates, you know? So it's more of like spending at least 30 minutes a day, every day, instead of spending hours of it for a month. So I feel like the first one is more effective when it comes to learning a language, and especially when they're younger, they tend to pick up a language faster than the adults.
Have you heard of English kindergarten? It's
I
quite...
entered English kindergarten.
Oh really? That's why you... Okay.
No, it didn't help actually.
Oh,
like,
really?
yeah, it didn't really help.
Okay. I didn't go to the English kindergarten,
Yeah.
but I heard news that like the parents from Gangnam, they do the poll to go to the English kindergarten because it's very popular.
Poll as in like the lottery?
Yeah, like a lottery.
Oh.
And it seems like English kindergarten is very expensive. And I don't think they teach children only 2 hours. So when it comes to the cost, for example, they all study English in a whole day, right? So what do you think about English kindergarten then?
That's true. Like I honestly am not a huge fan of English kindergarten either. And like if I had a child, I wouldn't send him or her to English kindergarten. But I guess it depends on their parents. And then I think at least we should not prohibit English kindergarten because in my opinion, if the English kindergarten has a curriculum half Korean, half English, that would be perfect.
Okay. Then let's move to the second point. Let's move to the second point that I want to talk about. As I mentioned, English kindergarten is quite expensive. So I don't think like all parents can make their children go.
True.
And
Everyone can't afford it.
Yeah, I think English kindergarten can make inequality in education.
True. And I also think that it'll probably make the inequality worse in terms of like education. And I'm very uncomfortable with that as well.
What about the English kindergarten can trigger excessive competition between children? Because I don't think they compete each other when they're very young, right? Because they like to play together, and I think that's the time they have to learn how to cooperate with their friends, right? But eventually it triggers excessive competition, and I don't think it's a good way to make a better world.
Yeah, I guess so. But then I feel like you're too focused on the dark side of, you know, English education. And it's actually the role of those teachers to make it a, you know, good environment for children to learn English. I mean, teacher and the family, the parents. And so I guess it depends on, you know, the capacity of each English kindergarten, with whether to provide a really good English education environment for those children or not. So yeah.
But don't you think that the decision whether children himself or herself should learn new language, we have to give a choice to them, not the parents?
Agreed.
Because, you know, like learning new things sometimes is good, but it can be stressful for them.
That's
because it can be hard for them to write. Even worse, they might have a kind of trauma learning new language. It might cause side effects such as psychological things.
That's true. And if the child tells the parents that she does not want to go to English kindergarten, then obviously they should stop.
But I'm wondering that I don't think there are a lot of children that they are eager to learn new things. Based on my experience, I played piano and cello when I was young, but that was not my will actually. That's my parents. They wanted to do me so. I mean, I think it was helpful now, but at that time it was not that fun. But I couldn't quit because my parents told me to. It's not forced, but critical excuse to stop it. So
I guess so. It's like the children don't know whether they hate it or not. They just go because their parents said. That's also true. It's very difficult, and I guess it depends on the children as well. And for us, like piano, we don't really use it as we grow older. But then for English, they're gonna use it a lot as they grow older, more and more. So they will realize at some point that it was great that they went to English kindergarten because they started it earlier, so it might be more helpful for them.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. I guess you can wrap up now.
That was my whole point. I think that we don't have to teach of such a young age, and I think it's better to teach them their native language first. And if we want to teach them other language, it is important to make an environment that they can use their English well, not temporary.
Okay. Fair.
And do you have something to wrap up to?
Like, I think approaching in a casual way is good, you know, to give them an exposure to new language, English. But as Alex suggested, I feel like English kindergarten is a bit too much for a child to accept if she's not ready as well. So, yeah.
오늘도 쉽게
토론했지?